At last you cry, he's going to show us a trick. Well, kind of, yeah. And how you doing? You okay? Last time on this YouTube, I talked about a man called Ken Brook. Now, Ken was, to me, the greatest magical dealer of all time. Dealer demonstrator. There's a lot of great dealers out there who will sell you really good tricks. But what it was Ken had this gift of being able to demonstrate anything. And a lot of people have been in touch with me and said, well, why have we never heard of him? Well, you've never heard of him, I think, because Ken never modulated his accent. He was from the Bradford area, I think, certainly up in that Leeds area. And when he talked like that. It was very high up, very high. And he maintained that. So when he came down south, in those days, it wasn't common to hear the northern accent. People used what they called Oxford English, spoke rather well. Nowadays, of course, on TV in the UK, we've got Anton Deck and a lot of accents, and that's the way it works. But this great guy, this great Ken Brook, who took a shine to me and taught me a lot, but didn't really teach me much physically, a few things, but it was his words of advice. For example, one thing he used to ram down my throat all the time was never flog a principal. Now, when you're young, you know it all. When you're young, you know all about magic. No, you don't. Comes as a bit of a surprise later on to find out how much these older guys knew. And flog a principal, what does that mean? Well, he meant that within one session of magic, one act, one performance, whatever, if you kept repeating the same method over and over, the audience would get ahead of you. You would learn what was coming and start to look for it. So, sorry about the bells and bobs, I'm at home again. But what happened was, with Ken, this is a classic example of never flog a principal. There have been thousands of these packs of cards sold all over the world, and when you buy it, you generally buy from a demonstrator in an exhibition, a market, something like that, magic shop. We sell them in our magic shop. And what happens is, the guy who's demonstrating shows you what happens, shows how it works, and ooh, look at that, isn't that a big surprise? And you go home with it, and that's all you do. You don't think about the trick. And these decks are much better if you just take them out, do one trick, and walk away. One trick and walk away. And it does really good tricks. My son Martin, he also sells these as we do. He got a big surprise. He started to demonstrate these, and because I started to play with them again. And he came and said, these are really good, aren't they? Because he knew about not flogging the principal. And so as part of the instructions, you get one trick, which Martin has altered a little bit, and that's what I'm always saying. You should alter your tricks, make them fit you. Came up with a really good plot line for a trick that comes standard with this deck. For example, this deck of cards, the box is empty, hope you can see that. The box is empty. What happens is, with this deck of cards, we cut the cards anywhere, like that, and they really are, hope you can see that, all different. Those who know, now know, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one card, one of the cards. I shall, which one? I'll cut it to the top, whatever it is. I won't even look. Right. Whatever this card is will be the card that we will use for the trick. So it's the Queen of Hearts, a lady. That's important. The Queen of Hearts, I'm just going to put it into, I'll put it inside the box. And from now on, this is Martin's idea, and I think it's really good. You must have seen the trick invented by, and performed many, many times, by the great Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini used to get a girl, tie her up, put her in a box. It's been done by every illusionist since. And we're going to take another card, wherever I cut, I'll cut there, all right? Whatever that card is, all right, that card goes there, so it's never out of sight. You can see that card. The girl is in the box. The magician stands on top of the box. And in the blink of an eye, don't blink, you will miss it. On the count of 3, They will transpose. It will become the substitution trunk. Metamorphosis is the most popular word in the American language. Watch and wonder, kapow! Did you see it go? You didn't. Well, it's astonishing because the Queen of Hearts is now back on the top of the deck, and inside here is the 6. Okay, there you go. A mini illusion with a deck of cards you can buy anywhere. It's a trick deck.